Life is unpredictable. It tests us in ways we never expect, throwing obstacles in our path at the most inopportune times. Many people fall victim to their negative thoughts, allowing fear and doubt to consume them. But what if the key to overcoming life's hardships is simply to ignore those negative thoughts and choose faith over fear? This is the story of Daniel, a poor laborer who discovered the power of disregarding negativity and how it changed his life forever. Daniel was a hard-working man. Every morning, before the sun rose, he would leave his small, rundown house and go into town, hoping to find work. His wife, Mary, and their 2 children depended on him for their survival. Some days, he was fortunate enough to find work at construction sites, carrying bricks or mixing cement. On other days, he worked on farms, plowing fields, or gathering crops under the scorching sun. However, not every day was lucky. There were days when he wandered the streets, desperately searching for employment, only to return home empty-handed. Those days were the hardest. Looking into the eyes of his children, knowing he had nothing to offer them, made his heart ache. He felt like a failure. The whispers of doubt in his mind told him he wasn't good enough and that his family would never escape poverty. But Daniel refused to listen. One particular morning, Daniel woke up with hope, as he did each day. He kissed his children on their foreheads, promising to bring home food, and set off on his journey. As hours passed, every door he knocked on returned the same answer. There was no work available. The sun began to set, and his feet ached from walking all day. His stomach growled in hunger, but he wasn't thinking about himself. All he could consider was his wife and children waiting at home, expecting him to bring something for dinner. As he sat on a bench in the town square, exhaustion weighed him down, and negative thoughts began to creep in again. Maybe I am cursed. Maybe I will never be able to provide for my family. Maybe I should just give up. But Daniel shook his head and took a deep breath. He had learned one important lesson over the years. Negative thoughts only make situations worse. He closed his eyes for a moment and whispered a silent prayer, choosing to believe that something good would happen before the day ended. Just as he was about to stand up and head home, an elderly man approached him. The man had a kind face, a long white beard, and wore a simple robe. "You look troubled, my son," the old man said gently. Daniel forced a smile. "Just a tough day, sir. I was looking for work but had no luck." The old man nodded thoughtfully. "I have been searching for someone to help me carry some heavy sacks to my house. Would you be willing to help? I will pay you for your work." Daniel's eyes widened in surprise. It was as if his silent prayer had been answered. "Of course, sir. I would be happy to help." Daniel followed the old man to his home, a modest cottage on the outskirts of town. There, he helped carry several heavy sacks of grain and firewood inside. The work was tiring, but Daniel didn't complain. When he finished, the old man handed him more money than he had expected. The old man said, "You have a good heart and a strong spirit. Would you be interested in working for me regularly? I could use an honest man like you to help with my land and livestock." Daniel was speechless. He had been desperate for work, and here was an opportunity for stable income, something he had only dreamed of. He eagerly accepted the offer, feeling a rush of gratitude wash over him. He knew, deep in his heart, that if he had allowed negativity to consume him earlier, he might have given up and gone home, missing this incredible opportunity. With his new job, Daniel was finally able to consistently provide for his family. They no longer had to sleep hungry or live in uncertainty. Over time, he saved enough money to repair their house and even send his children to school, something he never thought would be possible. One evening, as he sat with his family enjoying a simple yet fulfilling meal, he thought back to that difficult day. He realized how close he had been to falling into despair, but by choosing to ignore negative thoughts and focus on hope, his life had changed forever. His children looked at him with admiration, and his wife smiled with pride. He had not only secured their future, but had also learned a valuable lesson. Life will always throw challenges in your path, but how you respond to them determines your fate. Daniel's story teaches us a powerful lesson. Negative thoughts will always try to take control, especially during difficult times. They whisper doubts, create fear, and make us feel like giving up. But if we choose to ignore them and hold on to faith, focusing on what is possible rather than what is missing, we open ourselves to unexpected opportunities. The power of ignoring negative thoughts lies not in denying reality, but in choosing hope over despair. The next time you feel overwhelmed by self-doubt, remember Daniel's story how, even in the darkest moments, something good might be just around the corner. You need to believe in that possibility and keep moving forward. Become aware of how your thoughts influence your emotions and behaviors. Observe your thoughts. Ask yourself if they are helpful, what purpose they serve, and how they make you feel. While suppressing negative thoughts may seem like a solution, focusing on reframing them and practicing positive thinking can lead to better mental health and overall well-being. Negative thoughts can contribute to issues like social anxiety, depression, stress, and low self-esteem. The key to changing your negative thoughts is to understand your current thought patterns and the problems they cause, then use strategies to alter these thoughts or reduce their impact. It's important to challenge negative thoughts rather than ignore them. Doing so can help reduce stress and anxiety, promote a more accurate and balanced perspective, and foster a positive mindset. If you're struggling with negative thoughts, try to approach them with curiosity and a willingness to explore alternative perspectives. With practice, you'll find that challenging negative thoughts become easier and more intuitive over time. Ignoring negative thoughts can lead to an unrealistic and imbalanced perspective, making it harder to make sound decisions and cope with challenges. Suppressing negative thoughts, especially those related to anxiety or trauma, may not be the most effective long-term strategy for improving mental health. Mindfulness can help you observe your thoughts without judgment, allowing you to detach from negative ones and focus on the present moment. Our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are interconnected. Thus, our thoughts influence how we feel and act. Although we all experience unhelpful thoughts from time to time, it's important to know how to respond to them so they don't dictate the course of our day. So, what will you choose today? Fear or faith? Despair or determination? The choice is always yours. Let us know your thoughts on this video, and please subscribe for more content. Thank you.